All right, I've got another travel rod review for you. My last trip that I did with this rod was fishing in Colombia and Venezuela for peacock bass. And this is the lighter of the two rods that I took. I've already got a review of the Ironman Throne Extra Heavy, and this is the Ironman Throne Extra Heavy. Here's the rod right here. You can check it out. Like I said, I think this is the lighter of the two rods that I took, and this is the one I'll use for spinner baits, smaller jerk baits, some little twitch baits or smaller surface baits like that. And it's a beautiful rod, handled awesomely, fast action. One of the things that's unique about this rod and a couple of the other rods in the Ironman Throne line is that it's basically two rods in one. You can set this rod up as either a 7-footer with the first section of the rod being this longer section, or you can set it up as a 6'4" rod, which a lot of guys like to use the shorter rod for fishing chopping baits like the wood chopper or what's one of the other famous ones? That doesn't matter. The big ripping baits that you use on top of the water that you're pulling like that. A lot of guys don't like to use the longer rods because they think the rod's hitting the water as they're bringing it forward, and it just makes it a little bit more uncomfortable to fish. So with that shorter first section, you take about 6 inches off the rod and you can make it easier to do that chopping motion. I prefer to fish it with a 7-foot. I think that it gives me a little bit more control over the fish as I'm fighting it, especially once I get it close to the boat. I can kind of make the fish go where I want it to go. So you can see right here on the first section of the rod right there, these rods have little arrow markers right there. And that'll help you line up the rod with each section and make sure everything is lined up so your eyes aren't out of alignment. So the rod's got a Fuji reel seat, Fuji guides, carbon fiber blank, high quality cork handle. It's got a double locking screw on the reel seat there. So the first one you'll screw in, which will lock it down to the seat, and then you'll lock it down so it doesn't move with that second one right there. Fast action, so most of the flex is coming right at the tip. Super durable, super tough rods. I had no problem fighting fish up to 20 pounds, 18, 19 pounds. And I really never felt that I was outgunned on any of those fish with these rods, either the extra heavy or the extra heavy. Super impressed with the Ironman travel rods. These are far and above the best travel rods that I've used so far, and really impressed. I mean, head and shoulders above the stuff that I was using before. And some of the stuff that I was using before I liked, and I took on really good trips all over the place, fishing for mahseer, fishing for wolffish, fishing for peacock bass, but these are just the next level up. One thing that I don't like about the rod, or I didn't like about the rod, is this, the reel seat, you can kind of see here in the ends, is flared. And I talked about that in the other video. Sometimes if I'm fishing all day with these rods, I get, just kind of works a sore spot into my finger. And that could just be me. I have no idea. Let me know. If you guys pick this up and use it and find that it's the same thing, then it could be the rod. It could just be me. I'm not sure. The other thing is this trigger is kind of small. I'd like a little bit bigger handle. I've got a little bit bigger hands. It'd be a little bit easier to grip for me with a bigger trigger and not that flared reel seat. Other than that, pretty much bomb-proof, pretty much awesome. I mean, I've got no trouble landing a fish, I think, twice as big as the fish that I've landed already, or twice as powerful. So definitely good. This rod right here is weighted up to 100 grams, so 3.5 ounces. So some of your smaller glide baits or your twitch baits or your topwater baits would be fine with that rod. It's PE 3 to 6, which is still pretty heavy line. I think that's up to like 65, 70 pound test or something like that. Like I said before, it has two different lengths that you can work the rod at, 6'4" or 7 foot, which is really cool. That's innovative. So on the same rod, I mean, on the same trip, you could use the rod two different ways depending on the way that you're fishing. Replacement sections. Guys, this rod is really cool because it's a 4-piece rod, and if something happens where you break one of the sections, you can buy individual sections, I think for about 40 bucks. I got my rod from Kutakilla. You can check out Kutakilla at their website, kutakilla.com, and yeah, send an email or a message on Messenger or whatever to my man Kutakilla Lee, who hooked me up with these rods. I've got a discount code for you. I think it's MP10, which would give you 10% off on anything on the site, but especially these rods. If you're going on any of these international trips, highly recommend picking one of these up. It could definitely make your trip. You want to make sure that you're taking high quality equipment. You've invested anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 on one of these trips, depending on how long you're going and where you're going. You want to make sure you've got equipment that's going to stand up to the fish that you're fishing for and give you the best opportunity to catch them. Other applications, anything where fish are super tough, you could use these on snook, you could use these on tarpon, redfish, whatever. Anything that's going to pull hard, you've got the ability to pull hard back and not really worry about a equipment malfunction with these. The rod comes with a soft case like this. Let me measure this thing real quick. So yeah, the soft case itself is less than 2 feet long with the rod in it and packed up. So the soft case, once you put the rod in there, it'll roll up, and then you've got these dual purpose little straps that go around the case. I say dual purpose because one is to keep the thing together like that. You can easily put this thing in your carry-on bag or a backpack or your suitcase or whatever. I mean, gone are the days when you got to bring the big bazooka tube with your rods in there and spend, you know, 150, 250 extra bucks on checking that thing. Now you can bring a few of these in your suitcase and you're ready to go. So one purpose of that is to roll it down, keep the rod together. The other is if you're fishing in the Amazon or somewhere in the tropics and you put your rod together in the morning when it's a little bit cooler out and you fish all day, and on the last day you're getting ready to pack your stuff up and get super hot in the day and you can't get the rod apart. It's because sometimes the carbon fiber will swell because you're putting it together when it's, I don't know, 55 degrees in the morning, 60 degrees in the morning. It's 95 degrees, 100 degrees during the afternoon or the evening time. So you want to be able to pull these apart. And, you know, if you're fishing in the tropics, your hands are sweaty, you can't get a purchase, you can't be able to pull it apart. But with these things, just like those things that your mom used to use when you were a kid to try to open up jars and stuff, it's got like a little rubberized, textured plastic on there that helps you get a grip. So you can just wind these around the different rod sections, give it a little twist and a pull, and you're able to pull those sections apart and not having to travel with your rod that you can't break down. So definitely a good little setup, super packable, super easy to take. There's different sections in the case, a shorter section for that little piece, and then some longer sections that fit the other pieces into it. So I'll show you it all packed up so you see how it looks. There it is, about 20, 22 inches long, super easy to fit in a backpack or your suitcase or whatever, ready to go on a trip. If you guys pick one of these up, which I highly recommend, don't forget to use my discount code. Let me know how you do on your trip or what you think of the rods. There's a bunch of other different travel rods travel rod companies out there, and slowly but surely I'm reviewing most of them. I just picked up a Bone Voyage travel rod and a Drank Crazy Black Serpent rod. So I'll be reviewing those soon, or unboxing them, probably doing a video on unboxing them soon, and then a review not too long after that. But yeah, I've got a couple pictures that I'm going to put on this video also, and some video of me landing some peacock bass, and enjoy it. Enjoy it. Use these rods, check them out, have a good time.
Oof.
We go other side?
Yeah, whatever you want.
He'll come here, we'll go here.
Okay.
He goes for the other one.
Can you turn his head?
Nice fish.
Oh yeah. Oh, come on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on.
Oh yeah.
You got your phone? Oh, should we keep the lure in the mouth?
Yeah, keep it in there. I'll grab my phone.
You want to get a measurement on it for Quintana?
¿Quieres medir? Okay.
Aquí?